All right, we're live. Welcome everybody to another stream. Welcome Olivia, my sister, Greg the Guppy Guy, Vision Tank Ticks, Geek Boy, Dave Farrell, and Sandy Farrell. So today, we're going to be setting up my first blackworm culture. And some people don't use 5-gallon buckets for live cultures because it might be a little large, but I am because we didn't have another tank to put it in, and I didn't want to keep it in the small little cup that I bought them in. So we didn't have I had my little 1-gallon-ish container, but I thought that would be too small, and it had holes in the lid, and I didn't want it to smell up my room. So I'm going to use a 5-gallon bucket. I have my 5-gallon bucket right here that I'm going to use. The culture is going to be sitting right in front, right at the end of my bed. And I covered my discus tank up so you can't see it. But my father drilled a hole in the lid of a bucket, and we ran an air stone through it. I haven't did any of the attachments to the air stone, but that's the air stone in the lid. Have the air pump. 1 second. Let me post the link in chat real quick, just in case anybody would like to come up. Okay, it's not letting me pin it, but that's fine. And I was going to use fluorite black, a clay gravel, but I saw on one of Simply Betta's videos that she used an unbleached paper towel, and she said that you could also use brown paper bag. So I have some strips of brown paper bag, and I've already soaked them to get any dirt off. But yeah, I have some strips of the brown paper bag that I'm going to use at the bottom instead of a gravel. I have a bucket of water, and it's warm right now. I'm waiting for it to cool off a bit. I have water conditioner for it's complete, and then I have what I was told to use, expired fish flakes. They expired 5 years ago. We haven't had them for 5 years, but they're expired, so they'll be good. Welcome John Larson, Petraman1185, and Fish Dynamics. Hope you're all doing well. So I'm going to start my culture in this 5-gallon bucket. Welcome Edgar Reyes. And I'm going to start off by laying some dampened wet brown paper bag on it. Okay, it's not letting me pin the link because it said it's doing this again. It said, message deleted by the Google moderator team. So it won't let me put a link in chat. So that's nice, I guess, but not nice. And let me try putting it in again. Okay, it says it's pinned. Maybe that's better, but my other message was deleted by the Google moderator team because they didn't like me putting a StreamYard link in chat, I guess. But it says this one's pinned, so hopefully it doesn't delete this one. But right now I'm just taking these wet brown paper bag sections, and I'm lining the bottom of the container with them. I have multiple, but that's 3 right now. Just lining the bottom. And this is going to be a blackworm culture for my mother's pea puffers for her 35-gallon tank. They've already eaten some of the blackworms that I got. So have the Cory cats in there. But I want to start a culture so we don't have to keep going to the fish store and getting blackworms, which we haven't went back because we just went there yesterday. But instead of running there every so often because we have to get blackworms, I want to try growing them. Last piece of brown paper bag going in. Trying to get this as smooth as possible. And I'll probably keep a very small backup culture in the fridge, similar to the container that's in there now. But just in case this one goes south and some of them end up dying, I want to make sure that we'll still have black worms to feed the pea peppers. So I have the whole bucket lined, well, the bottom of the bucket lined with brown paper bag. So now I can move the bucket over. Welcome Tian Aqua, Mr. Manifesto, and Danikin Aquatics. So I have the bucket filled about 2/3. So I'm just going to put like a half a pump of Fritz Complete in there. And I don't want to just start dumping it. I want the bucket to be like half empty, and then I'm going to start dumping it in. So it's pretty warm right now, so I'm probably going to let it cool off before I put the blackworms in there. But I have quite a few blackworms, so probably going to set up this as like a main culture, and then like a really, really small one in the fridge as a backup culture. And I'm hoping that this brown paper bag is going to sit at the bottom. Yeah, it doesn't want to stay down. I'll probably set something on there. I just don't know what. So I'm just filling the bucket slowly with this specimen container. Welcome, Monster Fish Gal. And while I'm filling this, Sand Creek Aquatics 2, Miss Hollywood, is looking for watch hours. Actually, I'll put the... Okay, 1 second. Let me... Okay, so Miss Amy, Sand Creek Aquatics 2, is looking for watch hours, so everybody go play her playlist, so then she can get 4,000 watch hours. I'm sure my sister's still watching, so maybe she could put the link in chat. For Miss Amy's YouTube channel. And if you're not subscribed to her, you should definitely go subscribe. Because she's a really amazing... Yeah, my cat watches everything. So I definitely messed up the brown paper bag on here. So I'm gonna pour some gravel on it, and hopefully it stays down. I'm not gonna move it around too much right now to try and get them to stay down. Right now they're just floating around. But I'm gonna try and get them stuck down. So I have the brown paper bag down, and I'm going to use some of this fluorite black and just pour it in. Hopefully it keeps the paper bag down. I'm only up to like one more container in there. Just I don't want it to be too deep of a substrate. Just want to keep the brown paper bags down. So it didn't cloud the water up too much. I think what I'm going to do is add a little bit more water conditioner. Stir it around. And 1 second. I'm going to set up my airline tubing. Figuring out how I can get this check valve off. I'll be right back. I'm going to grab some scissors. Okay, so I have air stone. And I'm going to connect it to my air pump. Can you bring me scissors? Oh wait, never mind, I found some. Okay, so I found my scissors. And I think there's a control valve over here. Probably not. It's fine. And I get it, chat's disabled because there's only a child on the screen. That's what I thought would happen. But it's fine. Because you can still see me and hear me and watch this process be set up. So, airline's there. And it's not going to be, well, the air pump's going to be sitting on top, but it's not going to be sitting in the middle of the floor. I'm just going to get it going right now. Make sure I don't need to make any adjustments. Yeah, I think that flow's too strong. Pretty sure I had a control valve over here somewhere. I'll find one. Just giving me a moment. Okay, that's fine. So I'm going to find a control valve for that after. And then I'll get the worms in as well. But now I'm going to get to testing my discus tank. So I have my test kit. I'm going to go grab some test tubes. I'll be right back. Okay, I got some test tubes, and I think that's all I have to grab. So I have 5 test tubes. And that's going to test for ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, pH. But I have pH and then high range pH. And I think I might have 2 more test tubes actually. I have a whole container of them, but I need to grab 2 more to test for GH and KH. I probably won't go for as long as I thought I would, just because you guys can't talk. So there's no way of communicating. So it's just me talking. Make it as entertaining as possible, like always. So I'm just gonna grab a cup of water from my discus tank, and then I'm gonna test the parameters and see how far along it is with the cycling process. So I'm gonna go grab a container. I don't want that. I'm gonna grab a mason jar full of water from my tank over here real quick. And then I'm just gonna fill each test tube and test for ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, pH, high range pH, GH, and KH. So I'm going to start by filling all the test tubes like you normally would, but I'm going to close them instead of doing, one test at a time. And my cat is fascinated with what I'm doing. Like always, she's always right where anybody is. Yep, she's knocking over the test tubes. So I have 3 test tubes filled. And I've only tested this tank once since I've set it up. And that was a couple days after I set it up, where it wasn't even full yet. But we're going to see where it is today. And this will be, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. I've had the tank, but I finished setting it up. Well, I just got the filters in, but I had an air stone in it for the longest time. So it'll probably be like a week and a half that I've actually had it, fully going, like an air stone, a heater. And I've had a couple plants in it, but now it's fully planted, and it's got 2 sponge filters, 2 40-gallon sponge filters from Aquarium Co-op. It's got a digital heater, and it's got really nice lights, but I'm not going to give away too much of what it looks like. I'm going to going to do a whole reveal when I actually get the fish and get them in the tank. So I'm sure not a lot of people are watching. 15 people. There's no chat, so that's kind of half the live stream, half the fun of the live stream. But it happens. I'm not mad. I'm having fun. I'm gonna grab my 3 test kits from over here. pH, GH, and KH. And I have all of the bottles to test for. And I just want to see where it's at. Let's see if it's cycled. My parents have some bottles of bacteria. So if it's not cycled, then I'll just add some bottled bacteria. And I have no clue where the chart for the pH is, so I'll probably, look one up. But since I did the regular pH before the high range pH, now I know I don't have to do the high range pH. Now I'm going to test for nitrate. Like I said, I'm making this as interesting as possible. Given that I don't have a co-host or any people to talk to. Well, I have people watching, but nobody to actually chat. I don't have a freshwater master test kit. I have a saltwater master test kit, and I think they work the same. In a way, they do. Because if you buy the individual test kits, like the individual nitrate test kit, then you'll see that it's marked for fresh and salt. So I don't see why it couldn't be used for both. I've been using it for both. So that's me. So now I'm testing for ammonia. And while we're waiting, everybody go check out Marital Sing. They are looking for some subscribers. So everybody go. Hold on, my cat is wanting to get out. They are looking for some subscribers, so everybody go check Valve to them if you haven't already. Marital Sing, MRIDUL, and Sing with an H at the end, SINGH. So everybody go check Valve to them because they deserve it. Big J, Swampy Acres Homestead, and Sand Creek Aquatics 2 are looking for watch hours. So everybody go play those 3 playlists, like I said. Swampy Acres, Big J's Fish Keeper, Swampy Acres Homestead, Big J's Fish Keeper, and Sand Creek Aquatics 2. Next Tuesday at 3 p.m., the Backwards Fish Room is doing a live stream, and I'm going to be on it. That's just Fish Room Backwards, so it's HSIF space MOOR. So it's just fish room completely backwards. And tonight at 8 o'clock, I think it is, Swampy Acres Homestead. Well, Bold Mama is doing a live stream on Swampy Acres Homestead's channel. It's a ladies' night, so everybody be sure to check that out. I'll be there for a little bit. Now I'm testing for KH and GH. So you put drops in till it turns bright yellow. I don't test for KH and GH very often. I just test for it when it's a more important tank, I guess. Like this discus tank, I want to make sure it's fully ready before it's cycled. So I'll test for KH and GH if it's a cycling tank. But it's a fully cycled tank and there looks like nothing wrong with it, then I'm not going to test for KH and GH because the tests aren't all that fun. So let me get a paper to write this down. So the KH is 2 degrees. Put that off to the side. The pH, 6.2. Put that off to the side. And then I'm going to do GH, and then I'm going to look at the test results from the ammonia, nitrate, and nitrate, which there's some interesting colors in there. And I think this one is until it turns dark green. Yep, until it turns green. I'm not sure who's in chat because I can't see it because you're not allowed to chat thanks to YouTube, but I'm sure there's a lot of good people in here. There's 17 people. This isn't overly exciting, but I didn't know what to talk about, and it's not even like I can make up a topic and just kind of freestyle because nobody's talking. So I'm basically just talking to myself right now. Pretty much. One second, I'm going to send my sister the StreamYard link. Well, if anybody wants to come up, I could try emailing you the link. Let me create a banner real quick with my email on it. Okay, that's my email. Email me and I can try sending you the link if you want. I don't have my email pulled up, so let me pull that up real quick. So the GH came out to be 3 degrees. And then now we're going to look at this. So the ammonia looks like, oh, wow. So the ammonia looks like, it's hard to see on the camera, but it looks like 0.25. And I don't know if Petroman's here, but I'll email him these parameters, just in case. Now, the nitrite, it's in between 0.25 and 0.50. So I think it's like 0.35, but it's a purple. It's like a light purple. It's more towards 0.25. I'm just gonna say 0.3. And then the nitrite, that looks slightly orange as well. It's not yellow, that's for sure. I think it's like a 3 here. It looks super yellow on the camera, but it looks not like super orange, but it looks slightly orange. So I'm going to say like 2 or 3. It's definitely not 0. So yeah, these are the test results. Quite a variation of colors there. Just a second. Okay, so I got an email. Someone is going to try and come up. So I emailed them the link. I don't know if that's going to work, but hopefully it does. Need some conversation. But the parameters came out to be KH was 2 degrees, pH was 6.2, GH was 3, ammonia was 0.25, nitrite was around 0.3, and the nitrate was 2 to 3. So that's the parameters of the discus tank. So it's not quite done. It's actually not done at all, but it's getting there, which is good. There's a little bit of everything. Ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate, which makes me know that the tank is getting somewhere. Okay, so the person that came up, their name is Sandy Farrell. I don't know if the person's going to talk. But that's the results of the discus tank. So it's getting there. I'll probably add some bacteria in a bottle. So I'm going to put these bottles back real quick. So I don't know what we should talk about. There's not a whole lot to talk about. But after, well, now that I've finished this, I had one extra test tube that I didn't use, and I got a whole cup of water, but I didn't use all of it, so I'm just gonna put that in blackworm culture. While we're waiting, I might as well get the air pump going and get the blackworms in there. But first I'm gonna put all of the test tubes in the jar to be washed. Set those on the bed. Okay. This is probably a very boring stream. 18 people watching. That's quite a good number. You know, for there being no chat. But I'm just putting everything that I got out away, and then I'm gonna get the blackworms in their new home after everything is put away. So my cat Fluffy is fascinated with what I'm doing. Yeah, she doesn't want me picking her up, obviously. But she keeps like climbing on everything. That's what she does. Welcome, Tea and Aqua.
Good morning.
Now there's some sort of conversation instead of just me talking.
So you're making you a blackworm culture?
Yep. Trying it for the first time in a 5-gallon bucket, but I'm gonna try and get the air pump running right there. Streams get very boring when you're only talking to yourself.
Yeah, I would think they would. Yeah, the culture thing, I've never made one, and I've been interested in it, so I'm curious to see how you do it.
Yeah, I've never fed any of my fish live foods, so this is going to be the first. This one is for the pea puffers that my mother got yesterday, and then I'll be starting live baby brine for both the pea puffers and the discus. And then I'll probably get into things like grindle worms and micro worms, just for the fry grats, if the live cultures go well.
So, is there any like way that like you can turn on the chat since you have somebody who is up there with you that is
I don't know.
18 and over?
I think it just got disabled. Disabled fully. I don't know. I reloaded my YouTube and it's disabled. I think that's because it was just me on the stream.
Well, hello everyone in the chat.
Yeah, 18 people watching. And absolutely no way of communication unless you come up on stream. I'm looking for a control valve while my cat continues to eat everything she sees.
She's definitely interested in what you're doing, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
So have you heard anything about your discus that you have coming?
In about 3 weeks, they're going to be shipped out.
Fantastic. That's
Yeah,
going to be
I just
exciting.
have to add some live bacteria so the ammonia and the nitrate gets converted to the nitrate. So I think I found a way to control the flow. I just pinched it and then clipped it with this, like just a clip. I'm going to grab the black worms and I'm going to let them acclimate for a minute. Well, for more than a minute. I'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. We can't see you right now. You know, if I knew that like she had to have somebody up there, when she first started, then I would have came up. I was just kind of busy at the moment, and I didn't think about it. But um, hope everyone is having a great morning, and she is showing us how to do a blackworm culture.
Yeah, this is my first try, so don't know how it's going to go. Some of them did die in the refrigerator overnight. Hopefully some of them are still alive.
Like my stores that I go to, I don't think they have any of those blackworms.
Yeah, I got them at my LFS, but this is like LFS carries, freshwater, saltwater. They have a lot of things in there. But I don't think. Hopefully some of the blackworms made it, because quite a few of them are dead.
Mm. Hey, they got to be at like a certain temperature or anything, or
My local fish store told me they had to be at 30 degrees, but some other people say that they have to be at 70 to 72-ish. But I'm just going to let them float, and hopefully they come back to life. And in the chat that was there, I didn't see Patty, but good morning, Patty, because she sent me a DM on Discord, and she's like, "You're doing great, besides the fact you didn't say good morning to me." So, good morning, Patty.
yes, Patty. Good morning.
I hope you're all having a fun time watching me play with worms. I haven't played with the worms yet, but I will. So, just letting them float. And I have their expired fish food, fish flakes for them, because that's what I was told to feed them. I watched Bob Kaler's video on what you guys did. The swap.
Oh yeah, that was really fun.
Did you get anything?
Yeah, I did. I don't know if that video that I posted ever came up or not. I think it did though. But he gave me a coconut hut. He gave me some um uh Aquarium Co-op fertilizer. I think it's called like Easy Green, and he gave me some fish food, uh, plants, and stickers, and
Oh, wow.
And there's some more stuff. Oh yeah, and he also gave me a Pleco cave, and uh, I've got all kinds of stuff. Uh, I just have it like spread out right now at the moment, and can't really show it all. Oh well, I can show the with the hut here. Let me see if I can reach it. Oh, my headset caught me.
Oh, that's cool. What do you use those for?
You can use them for like cichlids or just plecos or catfish. I mean, like, so pretty much you can use them for like any kind of fish that likes to hide or whatever. And I haven't put it in the tank yet because I've got to do some moving around today. Like I've got 3 bags of the Eco Complete coming in the mail. I think on the 17th. I think it's supposed to be here. But I've got 2 bags yesterday from the store to add to what I needed, and so I think I'm going to start taking some of the substrate out of the tank that I'm going to start doing and work on that today before I put that coconut hut in.
That's cool.
So, have you gotten anything new? Have you been to the?
I did an unboxing from Aquarium Co-op, so well, if I cover up my discus tank fully, I can show you what's on the cabinet and what the cabinet looks like. Because I don't think you've seen the cabinet other than black, I guess. So that, yeah, you can see the tank a little bit, but you can't see a whole lot. And I'll try and
I see a towel and some easy green brine shrimp eggs.
Yep. So what I have, I'll just show, so I have an empty box. It's a large sponge filter. That's the sponge filters that are in there.
Those are
Brine shrimp
nice.
eggs.
I love those brine shrimp eggs. I mean, like for people, that who doesn't have like a giant fish room, that feeds 24/7 every day, those
Yeah.
eggs are perfect. But
Yeah, I've never done brine shrimp, but it'll be a fun
but
experience.
they're really good.
So there's activated carbon, um, pH, and ammonia alerts. I haven't put those in the tank yet. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer.
How do they work?
They just suction onto the front of your glass. Or I'll take them out of the package. They're very thin.
Mm-hmm.
Here, I'll show you the one that doesn't have plastic on it. They're very thin. And this is the pH when it lasts 3 to 6 months. I think they're just plastic. And there's a thing on the back right there. It's like, I don't know, but it's like a piece of round material. And that measures the pH at all times. And you just line it up. This color in the middle will change. And then you'll just line it up with the colors outside and see what your pH is. And this is for freshwater only. Then the ammonia, it's kind of the same thing. It's got a little material on the back. This one lasts for a year, and it's for fresh and salt water. So
That's pretty handy. I'm gonna have to look into one of them.
yeah, they're really cool. And yeah, you just line them up. And for the ammonia, it tells you like what would be safe, what would be an alert. and then alarm, and then toxic. So it tells you if it's safe or not. Which that's going to be really cool, so I don't have to measure the pH in ammonia. I can just walk up to the tank and see it. And the heater that I have actually has a thermometer built into it, so it says what the tank is. So I don't need like a digital thermometer on it.
Oh, okay. It's nice.
Over here, well, what would be there is Fritz Complete, and then the Easy Green. First time using a lot of these things. I've never used the Easy Green before.
I haven't either.
Rapashi Grub Pie.
I thought about getting me some of that Rapashi because I've never used it, but I've heard that it's really good.
Yeah, I've heard of it. And then we were going shopping for some stuff at one of our local fish stores, and there was Rapashi for plecos, and that was on sale. So we got it, and the fish eat it too. So then I got these 3 containers of Rapashi, and I've only used one of them, the Grub Pie, and my betas seem to like it. The next one is Spawn and Grow. And the last one is Rapashi Soylent Green. Then there's Catappa leaves. I don't have them in my discus tank yet. Freeze-dried bloodworms. Hikari.
That's a good brand.
Over here I have Hikari Vibra Bites for the pea puffers and the discus. pH, GH, and KH test kits. I keep those over here because that's just for the discus tank. I can use it for other tanks, obviously, but I'm going to use it primarily for the discus. But my other test kits, they stay over there because they're for saltwater too. And then I have, well, it's all in a plastic bag inside. I have an automatic feeder. I was going to install it, but then I decided not to. So I'm going to put that back. I'm going to put this stuff back up here real quick. And then I'll get to the bottom of the stand.
That's some nice stuff. It's like Christmas morning when that stuff arrives.
Yeah, it really was. It's really fun to try all these new things because I've had Fritz Complete before, but it was like a really small bottle. But now that I have like Rapashi, I've heard great things about it. Vibra Bites. I've been hearing a lot about all these things, but I've never actually got them. And now it's going to be fun to try and feed them to my fish. And then below, there's a heater. That's for the whole room, but not just a tank. But down here, there's a beta tank. A light for the beta tank. It's just one of those press lights. And that's blueberry in there. And there's
Blueberry.
spirulina brine shrimp. Scissors.
Nice.
Freeze-dried brine shrimp. Aquarium Co-op cardinal sticker and a thank you order for plants. Extreme 1.5 millimeters slow sinking pellets.
Extreme is my favorite.
And then krill flakes. Yeah, I just got into Extreme. My mother had like Extreme marine pellets for a while, and they're almost gone now. And then I went shopping at my LFS once, and then they gave me a sample of Extreme, and none of my fish would eat it because I don't know. They just seemed like it just seemed like it was too big for them, but they would pick at it, but then they'd leave it alone.
I do recommend. I don't know if you ever tried it or not, but I recommend you getting the Extreme Nano. because like my guppies like it. I mean, like I feed it to everything I have. The nano pellets,
Oh,
and
okay.
they work really, really good.
Yeah, I've never tried those. I've seen them before though. I have a bag of discus granules mixed with extreme pellets. Um, soft line, America sinking sticks. They're soft though, and they look like bloodworms.
Oh, okay.
They look a lot redder, in real life. And then
Let's check that out.
garlic flakes, and then Metro. I always struggle to say that word, but it's pretty much the same thing as general care. That's what I've heard.
Oh,
Um,
medicine food or whatever.
yeah, that's flakes, fish flakes. And then these are tropical pellets. My mother was going to originally use her 65 as a discus tank,
Mm-hmm.
but then she didn't because discus are really expensive. So
Yes.
I got these tropical pellets for the discus because they were large enough. But now I have discus. Well, I don't have any discus right now, but I have a discus tank.
Awesome. That's going to be um, great to see them discus come in that you have coming.
Yeah.
That's going to be a good video. I have never kept like anything like discus or your um what's those ones that are like discus but they're like real common um angelfish.
Yeah.
I have never kept any of those either, but currently what I have in all my tanks, I don't think I could. 'Cause I heard that they can be pretty aggressive, and I would have to set up another tank for them.
Yeah. Um, sorry, I'm responding to an email right now because I'm getting some emails like, you know, that
Oh,
they're not allowed to see chat and stuff.
that's okay.
So, okay. So, and then I have root tabs. They're the brand of my local fish store, Benson's Fish Room. I have to get more of these. They work really nice. They're, standard root tabs.
Oh, okay.
And something that is weird because Petroman recommended that I use Osmocote Plus because that's what he uses. He just freezes it instead of, the gel capsule around because the fertilizer pellets, I guess, inside are actually Osmocote Plus. So that's what he uses. So my mother got it, and then he said not to use it and instead just use root tabs because for whatever reason, people say not to get the Osmocote in the water column.
Hmm.
It's harmful. So I've used these root tabs and I've not put them deep enough, and then the Osmocote, I guess, in the root tabs, the little fertilizer pellets, have actually came out, but they haven't harmed my fish before. Next, I have a very messy bag of extreme pellets. There's quite a glare. It doesn't say what kind of pellets they are. They're just small pellets. And then I have discus flakes. They're past expired now. So those will probably go in the stack of food for the blackworms. And then
They'll like that.
discus granules in, a sample bag. So I'm going to put all the food back real quick. And then I'll show the last few things.
I thought about getting me one of those towels that you have behind you from
Oh, this
Aquarium
one?
Co-op.
Yeah,
Yep.
I haven't used it yet. My mother got it for me. It's a really pretty towel. I didn't know where to hang it because I didn't have like a towel hanger. And so I just hung it on this door here. And I'll get into that after. I'll show some of them. Okay, but I also have this Murphy sticker from Aquarium Co-op.
Oh, Murphy. I like to go to that store in person, so that way just to go see everything that they have, and see
Oh, yeah.
Murphy.
Yeah, that'd be cool if we actually went to the store, but it's a while away. Like, it's not even in the same state, I guess. But they're in Edmonds, Washington, I think, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the same state or the same country.
No, it's the same country as but it's a different state. I mean, say like for example, like it's basically like near California and all that, somewhat. Um, Portland, Oregon, and but I'm not good at the whole history and geography stuff. And I've been out of school for a while, so yeah.
Yeah, so they're quite a few hours away. But now that all of this is back, I have a broken net. I had an extendable net, but it broke. So that's sad.
Yeah.
And then I have a carbon filter pad and a nitrite and nitrate filter media, and then a polyfill filter sheet thing as well.
Nice. That's handy.
Yeah, and then I have this journal that says, "Sorry, I can't. My fish need me." And the last thing that's on the shelves here before we get into the cupboard that doesn't have much in there, a whole container of discus granules, because my second discus that I ever had loved these. And then I found this large container that was on sale, and I got it because the discus loved it. So that's why I
I
got
don't
it.
know, like, I don't know, like, if y'all have ever heard of them, but like, there's actually a discus company that um, breeds them and sells them. It's called the Jack Watley Discus Company or something like that, and I think that they sell that food that you just showed, the granules.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like that is like a name that I've heard, but I've never looked that online before. So
Um, so after your stream, I would definitely check them out because like I think that Corey has went there and done a um tour slash visit at that place, and they have a lot of high end discus there at that store. I mean like it's not actually a store; it's basically like a giant um uh what's what I'm looking for, warehouse.
yeah. So then in this, I don't want to show the fish tank, but in this cupboard, there's only a couple things. There's this empty container. I'm gonna put some food in here just to get it off the shelf because there's quite a lot of containers. And then there's the meat grinder that was donated. So yeah, like I said, there's not a lot in there, but there's 2 containers. Depending on where the brine shrimp machine goes, it's either going to go, if it goes in my room, then it's either going to go on the desk or down here. But I bet it's going to go in my mother's room. If
so the hatchery, are you getting the Ziz hatchery?
No, we have a San Francisco Bay brand hatchery. But we just, we have the brine shrimp eggs for the San Francisco one too. But the aquarium co-op eggs, that's just because they have to be fed brine shrimp. The discus have to be fed brine shrimp quite a lot. And my mother pulled up the Jack Watley discus on her phone.
Yep. That's a good. I mean, like I've never bought anything from them because, of course, I've never had discus, but I mean, I have heard a lot about them. I mean, I know that they sell to, like, I think they've been doing the whole breeding and importing thing for a long time. I mean, it's something like 30 years or something like that.
Yeah, that's a cool site. I just looked at it, not that deeply, but I looked at it and they look cool. So I'll definitely look more into their website after. But that's the conclusion of this, whatever you call it. And I'm going to put the black rooms in now. But I'm going to save a couple just so I have, a backup culture. But that's like a very scaled down version of the 5-gallon bucket. So I'm going to move the camera back.
Good job.
There's definitely some of them that are alive. I want to pour them into a container. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pour them into this container. Just to check and see if they're all alive. Yeah, there's definitely quite a few of them that are still alive. Well, let me drain the water out.
Okay.
Well, but take a lot of the water out. I'll be right back.
She'll be right back, y'all. And thanks everyone for still hanging out in here. I keep on clicking on the comments and there ain't nobody there. It's just a habit.
Okay, so I ended up just pouring them into a net. And then I'm going to put some of the aquarium water in there. First couple black worms are going in. Okay. I'm gonna pick that lid up. So, like I said, it's just I don't have a control valve with me, so it's just pinched with a little clip thing.
That'll work just fine.
Yeah, I want to try and get them breeding. Hopefully, because that'd be something fun to do.
Yeah, and then that way you don't have to keep buying them as much.
Yeah. Okay, so I think I got it to where it just barely, it's just barely flowing, which will be good. And there's quite a lot of blackworms in there, but that was just what was left on the net. Oh. And then there's all of these. Oh.
Dang, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Now, how much was that cup full? Or do they sell them
So I
like
got it
different
in like
sizes?
a tiny cup, and the local fish store sells them for $2.40 for a scoop of them. So I think the total cost was $7 and something cents. So like right around $8 for all of these.
That's not
So
bad. I mean, because you got a bunch.
I'll be right back, but I think this is the last time I'm gonna run away.
Okay. And that cat is like staring at me right now.
So I got some toothpicks just to move them around, separate them, make sure they're all alive. Well, not all of them are alive, but just separate them and
The ones that are dead, I mean, can't you still feed them to your fish, or will they be
I really
harmful?
don't know. If I know they're dead, like if they're definitely dead, I probably won't feed them to the fish. But if they still have their color, then I'm probably still gonna feed them. But some of them turned white, so I'm not gonna feed those ones.
Ooh,
Look at how
what?
beautiful it is. Little clump of worms. I probably could have got less than this, and the colony would have held up fine. But I want to make sure I have, plenty of worms to start a culture.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's kind of like shrimp. I mean, the more that you get to start out, the better.
Yeah. There's quite a lot of worms in here, but I'm just moving them around. I don't know what they were fed previously, so I'm going to be doing water changes every day. But after their, transition to the expired fish food and the algae, what are they called? Algae wafers, then I will be doing water changes less than that. But I'm moving them around, stirring up any waste they created or any dead ones.
Excuse me.
I don't know if you can see that, but the water's pretty cloudy.
That's a lot of worms.
Yeah, that is a lot of worms. I didn't realize that there was this many.
That is definitely something that you don't want to spill on the carpet.
Well, I have hard floor, so that's good. I just got a worm
Oh
on
yeah.
my floor, so that's not good. Like just the
Yeah,
tiniest little thing. Like you can't even barely even see that.
little.
But yeah, I do not want these on my floor.
One time I had a bad experience, and I like to never got it cleaned up good enough, but I harvest some um, um baby brine shrimp, and when I was feeding it to my fish, uh, I got tripped over my dog because he was standing right beside of me, and I knocked over the cup of brine shrimp all in my carpet.
Oh yeah, I've
And
seen aquarium co-ops videos, and they're like, "Don't spill it on your carpet because your family's gonna hate you." Because it
yeah,
smells.
yeah. So like, let's just say that I immediately had to get the carpet shampooer out and everything.
There's not as many dead ones as I thought there'd be. Well, I'm gonna drain the cup one more time. But I'm gonna set the net in the bucket when I'm done this time. So right now I'm just taking a couple cups of the aquarium water, and so I have this net right here, and that's where all the worms are, and I'm just pouring it onto them. Um, to try and clean them, sort of. And a couple worms are going in the bucket, so I'm gonna scoop those out.
I'm trying to debate whether I want to go to Knoxville today and go to the fish store again. I don't need to. I know that. I spent too much money yesterday. Spent like 118 something like that yesterday.
Wow.
But I mean, I got a dozen neon tetras and a dozen um black neon tetras, and got 2 bags of substrate and a couple other things. But the only reason why I needed to go to the fish store is because I had a really nice male Apisto Cockatory triple red that I got from Jesse at HC Aqua, and he is nowhere to be found. And yeah, so like I don't know if I'm just blind or he's just really good at playing hide and go seek. But as far as I can tell, he's not in there. So that tells me that like he either died, and because of him being really small and juvenile, that all the snails made a feast out of him, or uh, he hated his life and jumped out of the tank. I don't know.
Yeah, I had a guppy that wasn't looking so good, and this was 2 days ago, and it wasn't dead when I went to bed, and then the next morning I woke up and it wasn't there, and I moved everything in the tank and it just wasn't there. And then this morning I woke up and there was a dead guppy floating. So it's like they disappear and then they reappear. But
Yeah.
those are the blackworms, and they're going to go in their bucket now. But I am going to take a couple out and store those guys in the refrigerator.
I
I've been
definitely
wanting to.
need to check on, uh, see if I can hunt some of those, because I think that would be really, really good to, to get every now and then. So that way, you're not um, feeding the same thing all the time to all your fish, just to give them like a little treat.
Yeah. Um, so I put just like the slightest bit of them in a cup. And now I'm going to release all the rest of them that are sitting in there.
I'll be right back. Give me 1 second.
There's quite the clump of blackworms in there. Let me get some water in this. So this is a portion that I'm going to be keeping in. I'm going to be keeping in the fridge, just to see if they breed. And yeah, I'll probably do a short video on the blackworms and post it. It's hard to get like my laptop. It's gonna be hard to get my laptop all the way over there to show them. Maybe I can connect my phone though, so I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try and connect my phone to see if I can get a good view of the blackworms. I'm sure everybody would love to see them. 18 people watching. Well, thank you all for being here. Been going for an hour and 24 minutes. Wow. Probably not going to go too much longer because I got the sanctuary, the blackworm sanctuary set up, and I tested my tank. But I'm going to try and connect my phone so I can give a good view.
Thank you for letting me come up here and hang out with you. I just got a phone call that that like one of my buddies is wanting to go to the um, fish store, and so I guess that's what I got to go do now.
Okay. Well, thank you for
But
coming up.
um, but like next time, I will definitely come up, so that way like you don't have to go through, what a trouble that you did today, with not seeing chat and stuff. Um, but I hope everything goes good with your culture, and have a good day. And everyone who is in chat but not in chat, I hope you all have a good day, and thank you for coming up and hanging out with us.
Thank
We'll
you for
see you
coming.
later.
Bye. Okay, so these are my black worms. This is the portion that I'm going to keep in the fridge. As you can see, there's quite a lot of them that are alive. They look really nice. And then that, it's really hard to see. But there's black worms in there. But those are the ones they're really easy to see in there. Those are the black worms that are going in the fridge. Let me try to exit solo layout real quick. So 1 minute. I'm just turning off. Okay. So I have to clean up the black worms that are in this bucket and get some of these black worms, get these black worms in the fridge for them to grow, and give them a little bit more water. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to feed them expired fish flakes. I was told to feed them every day, and then algae wafers 3 times a week. So I'm just going to feed them real quick. But this was quite a fun stream. And I know none of you can say goodbye. But everybody, I'm probably going to shut it down. An hour and a half. And you only got to talk and chat for, the first 8 minutes. But I appreciate you all coming here and watching the stream instead of actually communicating. But I appreciate you all coming here, and I know that you're all watching, so thank you all for coming, and hopefully I'll see all of you and actually get to talk to you all on Swampy Acres stream, the all ladies stream tonight, and that's 8 p.m. Eastern, so figure out that time depending on what time zone you're in. But I'm going to end the stream here. So